T. Hello, bots. How you doing out there, everybody? Welcome back to It's Podcast Time here at SketchCraft Gaming. This is where we talk about gaming. Let's see if the music's actually going to cut out on time. It reset itself. That's amazing. Joining in today for the extra long intro is Wesley Rushers. Wesley, say hello.
What's up?
It's ridiculous. Also joining in is Ashley West from GangFeather.com. Say okay.
Okay.
Now, see, here's the thing, folks. Also joining in is Mike Mullins, Magic Mike. Say hello, Mike.
What up, man?
So people know I have this intro, right? By the way, Craig, they're all voices. I'm the only one you see. So, by this intro, I cut down to 30 seconds, and every now and then, OBS decides to reset the fucking link. So I need to delete the extended intro. Is basically what I gotta do. So we just gotta get right through it. Right through it. Here we go. Is Rob cutting out? Am I cutting out to you guys?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Everybody else sounds clear. Good old Skype.
I don't know, guys. I don't know what's causing it. How am I now? Am I fine now?
Yeah.
That sounds pretty good.
I'll tell you why that is. Because what I was trying to say is OBS, for some reason, resets my intro fucking music to this other version. It relinks it. And so it's a super long version. You can't hear me over it, is basically it. So,
okay.
It didn't do it when I tested. So I got to go and delete all the old versions of the songs. It's a little bit of maintenance here at SketchCraft. I haven't been keeping up with. So anyhow, welcome to SketchCraft Gaming, where we talk about games. Eventually. All right, everybody. Joining in Wesley Rusher, Ashley West, and Mike. So Mike. All right. Wesley, I'm gonna let you kick it off. Pick a topic. What do you want to talk about? Wesley?
Bueller.
Is Wesley there? Ashley, you pick something.
Okay. Let's go with. Okay, so let's just start off with some backlog. I mean, do you want to start off with backlog? Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay. So if everybody knows, like, I'm a huge fan of Ratchet and Clank. And I've been playing the Ratchet and Clank 2016 version. Everybody can hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. And I was like, I knew that it was supposed to be kind of like a reboot of the first one, but I didn't actually realize that they were gonna like redo a lot of the levels, like, because a lot of especially the first levels, well, maybe all of them are like almost exactly the same. It seems like from the very first Ratchet and Clank in 2002, obviously just with better graphics, and you have like obviously there's some missions that are the same. Is everybody still there?
Yeah, we're here.
Okay, I heard something on my Skype.
Oh, you're
Anyways,
good. Am I here?
Yes, Wesley,
Okay.
you're here. I reconnected Wesley.
Okay. Anyway, so I just thought it was kind of cool because I haven't played the first one. It's been a while. Like, I don't know. It's been a long time. But anyway, and it was just cool to remember all those levels and everything being the same. And actually I was like, it's kind of weird because the levels, I guess, were really short. Like, some of those worlds, like, I don't know, I just don't remember some like how many, like, Wesley, you're familiar with the Ratchet and Clank games, right? So
Yeah.
did you think that too? Like, the levels in the first game, I guess, were like super short compared to like games later on. Am I wrong about that?
Possibly. I mean, it's been so long since I've gone
Yeah,
back,
I know.
but I feel like, yeah, you're probably right. These levels did feel a on the short side. They
Yeah,
felt
like-
like good though. Like the level design holds up really well. Like I didn't feel like I was playing an old game when I was going
No,
through.
yeah, no. I mean, it was good. Like I was like when I first opened up the game or whatever, when I first started playing the game, I was on Velden and I was like, wow, like the enemies look really good. Like this is really good. Now, so like gameplay and everything, it's awesome. Like always, the weapons and stuff, and it's cool to see some of the old weapons too. But I gotta say that I feel like they kind of phoned in the cutscenes, like the playthrough, just in betweens. I just feel like, well, first of all, they used some of the scenes from the movie, which I understand why, but then like sometimes Ratchet would just be like, he would just kind of stare off into space, waiting for the other character to talk when he was finished talking a little bit. Did you notice that? He would just kind of like have this sort of like kind of like he had no emotion a little like
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess I wasn't paying that close
I
attention.
guess it was. I mean, maybe I'm getting way too into it, but I guess like I mean, going off on
you have
like
you
that-
have a good point. That's a
just
really
like-
big trope in game development that they do, especially when
Yeah.
they're redoing something. They'll outsource it, and then you're not going to get nearly the same quality the studio is going to give you. I've seen it a million times.
Right, because like I know like in the other Ratchet games, like in the later ones, I'm like that doesn't happen. Like I don't remember that happening. And this one, I'm just like, why is he? He's like, and then I feel like with one character in particular, this girl character, and I'm not like blaming. I'm not putting the blame on like the voice actor. Like she's probably like really super talented, but like I think they did some ADR on her voice, and so it's just really. The emotion is just kind of out of place on it, and I just like I don't know, I just felt like it was kind of weird, like stuff I haven't really noticed in other Ratchet games, and maybe I'm just being hard on it because of the whole movie thing and that didn't go so well. I don't know, but those are just some things I'm just
They
like
should have called it Sad Fleck and Clank, right? Like
I don't know. Did you
like,
you guys watch the movie?
I watched like the first 40 minutes of it, and then I was like,
I thought it was okay. I dug it. You know, it wasn't like a Pixar movie. It wasn't going to blow you away, but what it felt
Right.
perfect for is to be turned into like a Saturday morning cartoon.
sure.
I
Yeah,
would
I can
love
see
I would
that.
love to see like the weekly adventures of Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, I guess I guess my problem is if they're rebooting it, then what happens to what happens to like all the Ratchet and Clank Future Tools of Destruction games and stuff like that? Like what happens to that continuity? You know, I'm like
goes
I
away.
really liked that continuity, you know.
Well, I wouldn't say this is a reboot. It was more of like a remake. They even, you know, there's parts where they make reference that this is a remake
Right,
of a
they
movie.
do.
Yeah,
Like-
like they go like beyond fourth wall.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. And like
we
I
go to
mean,
the eighth
it's-
wall.
I don't know. They reference the movie, which is a remake of the game, which this is the game, which is a remake, you know, of the movie.
We got to
so-
go Derper.
Look, when they reboot it, they should have just done Ratchet versus Clank, right? Where Clank can destroy all of Earth and Ratchet, you know, decides to fight him. And
That actually would be
see, it's sad.
You should,
sad.
I will say one thing though. I picked up a PS4 a couple weeks ago, and this was the first game I popped in, and holy shit, does it look good! And like, you know, 4K ish, whatever, 2K, whatever resolution they bump it up to, but it is a very pretty game with that enhanced resolution.
no, it is.
And it's already
very
great
pretty.
before, but it looked like a whole new game to me at the higher resolution.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
and I'm
PS
probably not
Pro
even-
version.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what. I
Yeah,
got
see, I'm
some
probably not even.
screenshots.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Well, this is
but-
the very definition of in the early 2000s, late 90s. It was always about that race to who can make the Pixar quality game. You know what I mean? Like the game that will be indistinguishable from a Pixar movie, and that pretty much is it. Like I'm looking at the screenshot right here. Like, I mean, you can still see right there polygon, but it's pretty close. But I mean, look, spruce it up all you want. The level design's still from the era it came in. You know what I mean?
right.
There's no way you can get around that. I want to know when they're gonna make a new. I don't know. I mean, you know, they've done a lot of Ratchet and Clank. I'm looking for that Spider-Man game they're making. But
Yeah.
I want another Sly Cooper, man. You know, the Sly Cooper 3D was the last one I played. If they
Oh
remember-
wait, is 3D like the third one?
no, like
was
they
that
actually was
3D?
in 3D.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was the third one. Though.
Okay.
That was the third one. I loved I love the second one. I loved all the games, but the second and the third one and the fourth one, like.
And the fifth.
Well, no, I don't. Okay. The second one and the second one, I guess that was like when they really, really were like, okay, we're gonna like really set up a heist situation, and we're gonna go around each city, and every city's gonna have this theme to it. Like this city's blue, and it's in France. This city's like purple, and it's in I don't know, it's in India or something. And it was just like really cool. Like every level had like this like filter and theme to it, and the boss battles are always, I don't know, Ratchet. I mean Ratchet. Sly Cooper. I got a soft spot for Sly Cooper, Jack and Daxter, and Ratchet and Clank. So,
Mike, have you played any of the Sly games or the Ratchet games or anything like that?
Nope. But I'm almost positive when they upscale all of this, it's not going to be in 4K. It's going to be a standard 1080 upscale, because they're barely pushing anything in 4K right now, especially anything they're going to upscale like that.
Well, the Ratchet stuff is already in 4K. Like, it's on the PS4. But, I mean, Sly Cooper, I mean, those games are pretty old. I mean, even
2002.
Even the 3 was 2010, 11.
That was 2005, I think.
No, the one I played was at E3. So.
Oh well, okay.
And that was in 3D. They added 3D to it, so you could play.
Well, I know that the fourth one came out in 2013. The Sly 2, I think that came out in 2004, and Sly 3.
Yeah, I was more of a Sly Cooper guy. I think the writing in Ratchet and Clank was funny, but when it came to playing the game, I was more into the
Sly 3 came out September 26, 2003. That I do remember that one being 3D for sure. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so
well,
we're all looking forward
maybe
to that.
Maybe now's the time to bring Sly back. We got Yooka-Laylee. They got the Crash Bandicoot remakes coming. Maybe it's the 2017, 2018 will be the year of the critter. Part 2.
All right.
And what the hell is Sucker Punch doing right now? It's like
the
movie? What's
movie
it called? Infamous. Well, they just got done with that. I don't know what they're doing.
It's been a while since First Light came out, which was like the expansion. That was like 2014.
I'm surprised they never got into like the developers or Sucker Punch. I'm surprised they never got into like licensed properties. Like you never saw them put out the Peanuts movie where they just reskinned Sly Cooper or something like that. Like the Smurfs movie from. Yeah, so Jack and Daxter, I don't think we're ever going to get a new Jack and Daxter.
I love Jack and Daxter so much too. Like maybe even the most out of, I don't know. It's hard to choose.
Alrighty, so good times. Wesley, pick a topic.
You want to try me again?
Yeah, we'll try you again.
I could hear you all. I just
Ghost
couldn't
Wesley.
get through it. So I mean, I guess we'll just talk about what I've been playing recently, which is Nioh by the famed Ninja Gaiden Team Ninja. Just minus Itagaki-san, so a little less sexual harassment involved in the game. But yeah, it's an amazing game. I think the easiest way people have summed it up is Samurai Dark Souls, and that's a pretty fair assessment of the game. It is tough as nails, grueling as you go through like a feudal Japan, just fighting samurais and ninjas and oni and trying not to die because anything will kill you at a moment's notice.
Giant Hokusai sharks. You can, Mike. They got a sword that you can like throw a shark at people. Like
what?
That's probably
like
one of
shark.
your. You throughout the game, you basically, for lack of layman, Pokemon, you collect spirits, and they each have different animal abilities. You have like fire and water, and so you'll get multiple elements and more powerful versions. I think the shark is something I haven't got yet. I'm like halfway through the game, and I have probably 8 or 9 different spirits to use, and they give you elemental buffs, and that whole like, oh, I'm going to use this water guy against this lightning guy. Though you would think that's the case, it seems it's best to use the lightning spirit when you're going up against a crazy lightning boss, because it gives you defense to that, and it's really weird. But It's a neat game. It's not quite as lethargic as the Dark Souls games. It's more akin to Ninja Gaiden, where the combos are faster. It's
And
very
you get to bathe.
speed based.
You get to
the what?
bathe. You get to bathe.
Yeah,
Yeah. Little
They're
creepy
they're
babies.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's up
What
with
is
those.
this? What is the creepy?
Like you find these there's a hot spring in every stage. I saw on the trophy list there's a trophy for visiting all the hot springs in the game, and every time you get one, there's these two little babies sitting in these cups.
What?
I'm looking at it like, what is this?
And they're not even like newborn. They're like somewhere in between. They're like
Like
you
fetus?
know, yeah, like like third trimester, like maybe
Okay. All right.
like if you saw the hotel season of American Horror Story, it's like that thing. But yeah, other than that, and then there's these little kodamas, they're like these little frog-looking troll like dudes you find throughout each level, and as you collect them, when you go back to the shrine, you can like pick a summoning, an offering from them, and they'll give you either a better chance at getting healing item drops or weapon drops or armor drops or material drops. And each level has between like 6 and 9 of these little guys to find. That is also the one difference between Dark Souls and this game is level based. You will run around anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour exploring a level, finding multiple paths that lead back to other areas and secrets, and then eventually it all culminates with some crazy boss fight.
Question, Wesley.
Go for it.
Is this one of those games that when you die, you're dead? You know what I'm talking about? Like you're dead. Your character.
Permadeath?
Yeah, there you go.
No. You play as, it's weird enough, you play as a white guy named William, but this is the funniest part I thought of the story is when you get to Japan, they have problems saying your name, so they rename you Anjin because your name is William. They're like, we're just going to call you Anjin. Yeah. They're like, we're just going to call you Anjin, which seems like some kind of form of Gaijin.
The last Gaijin?
Pretty much. He looks very much like Geralt from The Witcher.
Yeah, he doesn't say he look like Geralt. Is it Geralt? It's Geralt. Yeah, it's Geralt.
Yeah, Geralt, whatever. So yeah, when you die, it's just like you collect souls from every enemy you kill. Similar even to like Ninja Gaiden when you would collect like the red orbs.
Question.
And
how's the camera?
Great.
Yeah, no problems. No.
Every once in a while, you get yourself stuck in a corner, but that's just more of your own fault. And if you can roll out of there, you can generally, set it. If something obstructing gets in the way, it goes like opaque and you can see through it. So cool. Yeah, I haven't had any issues with the camera at all. It's not as acrobatic as Ninja Gaiden. You're not like running off walls and flying through the air. You can definitely unlock abilities to let you do some more acrobatic stuff, and depending on which weapon you're using, if you're using they're not quite nunchucks, they have like blades on them, they're really fast and they allow you to be more nimble.
Sweet. Mike, did you ever play Dark Souls?
No, but I was gonna get it because I've watched a bunch of Let's Plays on it, and it's huge and crazy and hard, and I like challenges. So I planned on it, just haven't done it yet.
I was gonna say I like Bloodborne a little bit more.
I think you'll like this.
Yeah.
Do you like the Ninja Gaiden games at all?
Hate the camera. Love the NES game.
Yeah, I played those. Hate the camera as well.
It's closer to Bloodborne. It's somewhere in between. Like it's because Bloodborne is faster than the Dark Souls games, and that's why I enjoyed Bloodborne. And this game has the same thing. Like you'll slash, and then I have an ability where when I hit triangle, my final slash has me dash back, and it gets me like out of the way. And then there's this whole like key system with your energy because you have a stamina bar like in Dark Souls. So if you just wail on a button, you'll tire out and you'll be stuck, and an enemy will run you through and take a half to all your life depending on the size and
I like the idea of fighting zombie samurais. I mean, it reminds me of like Ninja Scroll. You know what I mean? So I'm all up.
If you like that too. So you can just co-op in the game. You can play through levels if you've beaten the level with any of your friends, or you can hop on and just play with randos.
Well, you said there's online co-op?
Yeah, but they tweaked it from the beta, and you have to have played a level, you have to have beaten the level. So you can't just run through the game with a buddy because they said that would be too easy. But they do let you, replay levels with friends. So that's something. And then there's also, you'll find you'll see these glowing red swords, and that's where someone has died in the game. So kind of like the note system people would leave in Dark Souls.
Right.
And then you can fight their spirit, and generally you can get like some of the items that they're carrying as a drop. So that's actually pretty helpful too, because you can see like, oh, this guy's got nothing but rares. Like, I'm gonna take a chance to fight this guy, but they're pretty tough fights a lot of the times.
Yeah, he looks just like Geralt.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's Geralt. There's this guy. He's the prettier, like, he's the Days of Our Lives version of Geralt, you know?
Yeah,
Today.
the story's kind of
Geralt fights Stefano.
It's not like horrible. It's just like it's somewhat interesting, but because it's all chopped up by level.
See, I want to fight. I want to be this old Japanese dude, or that chicken guy. You know, the guy that fights with chickens, like the yodeler. I'd like to be that guy.
They reference a lot of like famous Japanese characters like Nobunaga and Hattori Hanzo.
Hattori Hanzo.
They're all like, caricatures of each person. But I don't know how accurate. There was an article I saw somewhere where it's like, how accurate are the portrayals of these characters? And I was like, whatever. It's kind of like any of those koi games, like Romancing the Three Kingdoms or Dynasty Warriors, where you're like, that's a real character in Chinese mythology, but I'm pretty sure that's not an accurate representation.
Oh, they didn't. They didn't throw out giant mystical sharks.
No, but yeah, it's a pretty sweet game. My wife keeps getting mad at me because it's like all I want to do right now. I get home from work and I'm like, can I just play like an hour? I just want to do a run. That's the one thing nice about the level structure is you can kind of like, you can do a run. There's a full level and then there's these submissions which will take like chunks of levels and kind of break them up differently and give you like, oh, you killed all of the Oni here, but now evil samurai have invaded. Can you help me, get rid of them? And so you just do a dumb little mission, or a spirit has shown up at this shrine and we don't know what's going on, and then it's some crazy ass fight. So.
Ashley, are you gonna give this game a whirl?
Yeah, I might.
So no.
It's on PS4.
Mike, did you ever play Onimusha?
No.
No. Mike never played anything. Like, we're 0-5 for what Mike's played tonight.
That's the one thing with this game, though, is it's just making me crave an Onimusha. Like, hell, I'd even take an HD Onimusha collection at this point. And I hope Capcom's looking at how well this game has been selling. This game was sold out everywhere.
They can piecemeal it, right? Totally DLC the whole thing, no story mode. Just like you can like piecemeal movements, like for an extra $5 you get the up action.
I'm wondering if like Jean Reno is like the holdout for Onimusha 3 coming back. It's the royalties to port the game. They have to pay him. And all
I want some clever skins though, man. For a game like this, I think they should also throw in some crazy DLC skins. Like, give me 8-bit Ninja Gaiden in 3D.
That'd be interesting. I mean, there's plenty of different armor, even though I've been running the same armor, because the game has a really deep like weapons shop, like upgrading, so I can take my old armor and just keep powering it up with shitty armor that's stronger. And so I've been doing that because I like the set I have lends itself really well to fighting with a katana, which is my main weapon. But I just got this crazy like red dragon armor that is super nimble, and so I'm thinking about switching over with that. But yeah, there's plenty of playstyle. Beyond like the regular game, there's a whole like nightmare mode. I forget what they call it, Twilight mode, and I went through one level on that, beat it, tried another level, and I had to quit because it was gonna make me cry.
So you're gonna get your money out of this one. Sounds cool. Yeah, I mean, I'll put it in the game
for you. Money out of it too, which is the craziest part. Like I probably have already put 20-30 hours in the game, and based on the amount of Kodamas I've collected, I'm like halfway done with the game. So
cool. So Nioh, I will definitely be putting it into the queue. Something else that my goal this year is to started streaming here and there. So I suck at games, so shouldn't last more than about 30 minutes before I quit. That's about how it'll go. Mike and I have been joking. We should call it Get Bad. 'Cause I'm horrible.
We're doing Get Bad.
Yeah, I'm absolutely not good. I'm never gonna get good with as much work I got to do around here. It's not happening. Okay, I want to move along quickly. Mike, you can see the stream, right? SketchCraftLive.com.
Yeah, I got it going.
Okay, so Wesley, why don't you talk about Sundered really quick? Because we brought this up. I think it was 2 episodes back.
Yeah. So Sundered just recently passed its Kickstarter goal. It raised a little over 150,000 in US dollars, or like 200,000 Canadian dollars. It is in the vein of a Metroidvania action adventure RPG. I don't know what you want to call it. Yeah, beautiful. It's from the same team that made Jotun, which was this adventure RPG that was on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, I think Wii U as well, which was again crazy hand-drawn art. So yeah, just want to give a shout out. They're doing kind of like a last chance thing on a Humble Bundle where you can basically still help fund the game. You can get like the beta of the game, and there's a physical version for $100. It's kind of cool. It comes with both the PC and PS4 version of the game. The PS4 version of the game is being handled by this company called Limited Run Games, which for any collectors out there, they're a pretty sweet little company. They take a lot of digital games for PlayStation, for Vita, and PS4, and they help make them physical and help publishers get a last chance to, make some extra money by selling their game in a limited quantity physical version.
Yeah, Mike, did you see this Kickstarter?
No, but it looks amazing.
Yeah, it's a Metroidvania, but it's all hand drawn. The animation's amazing. Ashley, you showed, you were like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I was like,
right?
"Ah!" Yeah, I backed it, and I'm super excited. I was kind of following it, and I even tuned in. They're like, "We have a special announcement tomorrow on Live, Kickstarter Live," which is kind of a new feature of Kickstarter. And I was like, I might check it out, and I kind of missed it, but you could replay it. So, and they're basically, you get if you're a backer, and I think this goes for now, any future DLC for I think any of the tiers, you get for free. So might want to,
until they get bought out by Microsoft, and then the goes away.
Which will happen.
But yeah, so it's
it
really
reminds me
good.
a little bit of Ori.
Oh, Ori, yeah, just but hand drawn, not all CG and stuff.
I didn't play Ori, but I heard that it was really hard. So might.
Only if you're a pussy.
I don't know. I didn't play it. It was on Xbox.
Yeah.
Like me,
get
Yeah, get good. Come on.
Yeah, come on, get good, Ashley. Don't you fucking play games? Don't you got enough?
Well, yeah, I didn't know because I haven't played it. Why are you messing with me? I didn't think it was
Ashley
hard.
would be part of Get Bad. Team Get Bad.
Don't get triggered, Ashley.
I know. I'm.
Oh my god.
Don't get rumble packed. We need to kind of bring it back to retro gaming, right?
Yeah. No more wrestling.
Don't get chrono triggered on me, okay? Go back in time, flip your attitude.
Oh my god.
Change
Don't
the
get
engine.
chrono triggered.
Right, yeah.
Think that is a shirt. I'm totally chrono triggered right now.
I know. Everyone's got a shirt idea, Mike. Good for you. So this is cool. So you can go in, you can still support them right now. If you haven't played Jotun, is it Jotun or?
I think it's Jotun. They just said
Yeah,
when he said it, he was like Jotun.
Yeah, it's like a bass bottle game. Bass bottle. It's a bass bottling game where you put bass into bottles. No, it's a boss battling game featuring hand-drawn art. Let me quickly bring this up. I didn't have a link ready. If you haven't checked out Jotun, I mean that's a pretty tough game, but it's pretty awesome. If you like Banner Saga,
explore, and then you eventually get to the boss, and then you have a crazy boss fight.
Yeah, and you're super tiny, and these bosses are super huge. So it's pretty cool. It's got a little bit of that Banner Saga vibe to it, without the tactical. So same.
Real quick segue. When you said triggered, I saw this game that's on Steam. Someone tweeted it. It's called Feminazi, The Triggering. I'll just leave it at that. But let me just read. Really quick, the brief synopsis: stop straight evil white males from oppressing women and minorities, and make them check their privileges.
Jesus Christ.
I know, right? Yeah, I use games to not escape Twitter. You know, Twitter VR is what we call that.
So Twitter, someone I follow posted that.
Twitter, like, the game. You know, like.
Oh, there you go. You could totally make that.
Alrighty, so moving along, check out Sundered if you haven't. So Super Real Mario Odyssey. What's this, Ashley?
Wait, okay, so have you guys seen the Super Real Mario Odyssey, but it's like modded with what is it? I think it's Grand Theft Auto 4.
Yeah, they put the Mario model, they stretched him out.
Yeah, have you seen it?
Yeah,
I've seen it.
We're looking at this. It's I like him in the helicopter.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And like listening to the audience, there's like these guys are like, this guy's fucking crazy. Like they're like chasing him and stuff.
Mario at the strip club
Oh my
is
gosh.
hella funny.
Yeah,
And
but
all
I
the
was like, if
little
anybody missed that, you need to give it a watch because it'll give you a real good laugh.
Yeah, they got like 5 million views on that. So
And like there's like one part. Well, I don't want to spoil it, but like the bathroom part where he runs into the bathroom, like that was funny.
and also, I want to say
I'm so
too,
happy somebody did that.
if you're into Mario Odyssey, this drove my wife nuts, but I've watched it twice. Is Game Explained did a 90-minute video breaking down the 2-minute trailer.
Wow.
Yeah, so like they and a lot of repeated footage here, folks. A lot of repeat. They highlight every little thing. They compare the levels to other games that are in the Nintendo. I mean, just breaking every little fucking nook and cranny. Taking multiple different gameplay trailers from the original reveal to other trailers, and then showing you what angles the levels are at, and then rebuilding little maps and stuff, how they all fit together. So if you're really into that sort of thing, you got to check out the video. If you get easily annoyed at people over hyper focusing on things, don't sit through it. Mike, you and I got into a discussion on the stream the other night about the Nintendo Switch specs.
So I actually had a question about that because I was digging a little deeper, and a couple of these sites that, like, I found a site that had specs on the controllers, and it said Switch Pro. Have they talked about multiple iterations of the platform on release? Or...
They might be thinking Pro controller.
So I mean, I'm not really paying that much attention to the Switch.
There's a
but
Pro
I'm just
controller,
like,
so it's
Okay.
just a separate controller. But no Switch
all right,
Pro.
cool.
That'd be funny, right? They release a 4K one 3 months from now.
that wouldn't shock me one bit. Or
You
at
want to
least,
know what
like,
I thought?
1080.
You know what I thought Nintendo missed out on with the big Nintendo Switch reveal is they should have just completely did the whole Switch event as like an episode of Iron Chef, right? They could have got the Iron Chef guy. He go, Nintendo Switch, right? And then they bring out like Miyamoto's in the center holding the screen, and the president's got the left Joy-Con, and then some of the guys got the right Joy-Con. Like it just would have been awesome, like.
That would've
Because
been hilarious.
yeah, that would have been great. They could have challenged each other to like explain how the fucking shit works and everything. But so we're 2 weeks out. I think I don't know. So this week someone stole a bunch of Nintendo Switches, and people were
Stole. That sounds like really big quotes there.
Yeah, they actually stole them, resold them. Some of the guys who bought them, at least one of them, posted them online. Look, I got my Switch. And then now people are been arrested, and he gave his Nintendo Switch back.
Didn't that the PS4 or something? Oh, that sounds familiar. Like one of the dev kits or something like that.
No one has
Maybe
ever
PS5.
stolen anything before.
I
Mike.
heard that there was this guy, and I don't know if this was related, but is this the same thing where this guy was like, I got a Switch, and they're like, no, you don't. And he's like, yeah, I do. And then he uploaded some like gameplay of it, but he was afraid he was going to get in trouble. Is this the same thing as that?
Well, the guy who bought the stolen Switch, had to give it back, and he's out money. He's like, I'm a barista, I'm poor, but And then the guy who they traced it back to, he's being hit with some criminal charges or something. I mean, I don't know, guys. Like it's just crazy. It's like 2 weeks out. What are we gonna do with it? There's no games. We're gonna log onto their network. That's smart. Like I don't know. I don't.
It was probably one of the pissed off shipping guys that, I mean, they've got all this stuff loaded up, ready to rock, so that when the day comes, they can ship out and they can ship worldwide and everything is ready to go. And some guy's like, you know what? Fuck this job. This sucks. I'm gonna steal a bunch of Switches and sell them. I mean, it's not the smartest thing to do, but it makes sense.
Well, speaking of Grand Theft Tendo, so this guy has been cataloging every SNES game there is. Right? Check this out. I saw this
Oh no!
So so he's been buying every ROM. He already got all 725 Nintendo American games, and there's over 1,400 games sold in Japan. And so they shipped in one box $10,000 worth of cartridges from one guy to him, so he can, get the ROMs up and everything, and archive them and everything. So I guess he was doing like legit backups, right? Like a historical archive of all these ROMs. And they were stolen. Like he's out 10 grand, man.
Lost the box. Sorry, bro.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, it's a terrible mistake to have trusted the mail system. I'm not going to risk anyone else's games like that again. He's like, pretty much this whole thing is over with. But yeah, one box, $10,000 worth of games. Gone.
And what is that person who has the box? What are they going to do?
Well,
the second any of those start going up, I mean, it's so easy now to just be kind of checking any online outlet.
Well, they're PAL Japanese titles. They're niche.
Yeah.
He's like, well, like when they appear in a store, at least people will know.
Oh yeah, I mean, they're gonna have to. You're not gonna be able to like go to your neighborhood buddy and be like, "Hey, I got a bunch of old Super Nintendo games that don't work on your TVs. Want to buy them for a decent amount or $10." It's just people.
Yeah, dicks. Wesley, how does that make you feel as a collector of Wesley? Is Wesley there?
Bueller.
It's twice we lost Wesley.
I think he's trying to get.
I think he's trying to attack. Let me re-add Wesley.
I bet he can
Ashley, how does this make you feel?
It just makes me feel like, why? I don't know. Like, I just feel like it's a waste of time to. I don't know. I don't really have a lot of thought on it. Hey, Wesley.
You know what it is? It's stupid Skype preview. So I've been able to hear you the whole time, but my screen had like an error. It said like something happened, and I was afraid to click out because I could still hear everybody. So, yeah, it makes me sad as a collector that guy who sent the games lost them. I don't really give a shit about the guy who was going to catalog them.
As an owner of 3 Nintendo Switches, Wesley. Yeah, it's true. Wesley pre-ordered and paid for 3 Nintendo Switches.
Are you gonna just keep one boxed up?
No, I'm gonna probably just unload the other 2 and hope it pays for the one. Or, like I said, if I know somebody close that wants to get one, I'll let them buy it off me. I don't need to make money.
Dibs. I'm going to Rob's in like 3 weeks, and if I like his, I'm gonna get one. Dibs. Call dibs right now.
Wesley's like, I don't even know you.
Yeah, you all heard it. Doesn't matter. Everybody heard it.
There's $500, bro.
Plus, how much? I honestly didn't hear. How much?
Said $500, bro.
I mean, that's a little more than Rob's printer. That's fine.
Would you be willing to put all 3 Nintendo Switches in one box and ship them at once, though? I mean, like, I get like he was.
I would have to insure the hell out of that. It would be like delivery on confirmation. That thing would have. I'd put like some kind of tracking system like in it, like a GPS in the box.
That's what confused me. There's a lot of stuff around, especially when you're shipping things like this, that if something bad happens, at least either the person's going to get reimbursed or something. Like,
I think when you're dealing with
all the time.
When you're dealing with this, you gotta go FedEx. As much as it's gonna cost you an extra couple $100 in shipping, dude. The lesson really learned is you can't. I mean, the last time someone shipped me something super valuable in the post office mail, the USPS, other than like I ship my art that way, but like an actual valuable item was when we were scanning game fans. We had these people who were scanning the original game fans from like 92, 93. Remember that, Wesley?
Mm-hmm.
And Game Fan issue 1, Dave shipped to them, and they were supposed to ship back to me. And guess what arrived? They hand me the envelope. First, they gave me a note saying, "We missed your delivery. Come pick it up." So I go down there to pick it up. They hand me the envelope. It's open and empty. I'm like, "What is this?" They're like, I don't know. Did you open it? I'm like, you just handed me the fucking envelope. I shit you not.
And then did you
I
open
shit
it?
you not. You know, did you just? No, you just handed me this. You know, I didn't hand it. Okay, she just handed it to me. You know, like I didn't open it up. Where is
Wow.
it? You can fill out a form. No, you can fucking go find the fucking magazine. Like it was ridiculous, man. Like, and they didn't want to do it. Like my wife had to raise fucking living hell. They managed somehow. It managed to magically turn up. You know, but
Probably
yeah.
one of the employees or something like that grabbed it and they're like, oh, he won't notice. And then somebody raised a stink, so they put it back in.
Phone calls,
Something stupid.
serious phone calls had to be made. But 10 grand worth of ROMs, man. I don't know, dude. This guy's probably
I
spent the
would
entire
cry
weekend throwing up,
so
right?
hard. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't even think Nintendo has these ROMs, like at least the Nintendo ones. Obviously, they're different companies. But we were talking was the other day, so someone was saying how like spur of the moment conversation, but how Super Mario Brothers in the Virtual Console store when they dug into the hex editor, like they took the ROM, looked into it, and
Oh,
somewhere
this
in
is
the ROM,
magical.
yeah, somewhere in the ROM is the header for INES. Right? Was it INES? It's NES emulation, like
Mm-hmm.
Mario Bros. ROM.
Yeah, I think that you're right, but apparently that's the only one. But it's still pretty funny that like Nintendo doesn't. Isn't there like 1,000 copies of that game floating around? Like maybe you just have to take Duck Hunt off of it.
But but don't they have like that room with all the ROMs in it at Nintendo?
You would think.
Yeah, here's what it was right here, folks. It's this one from Techno Buffalo. Did Nintendo actually sell a Mario ROM on the Virtual Console? And so they go through the hex editor and they find an INES header in the game. So basically, we're paying for the one on the Virtual Console is an emulated ROM. So the actual real ROMs, how many of those? I mean, where is the code, right? Like, do you even have it? Like, was it outsourced to Mike? I mean, was it outsourced to a third party dude in Seattle, and they were just like
Something's fishy about it. Either somebody was really super lazy when they're like, hey, like when they were just doing Virtual Console and they're like, we need to load all these up, grab all the ROMs. Either somebody was super lazy.
So
I don't
like
know, it
they
was
basically
really hard to make this mistake.
So what you're saying is it's Friday night. We can go into the basement and dig up this fucking shit and get the thing and plug it in and transfer, or we can go get
Or
sake.
we
can go get
website and
Yeah, we can go have a shitload of sushi and sake, and I can just download that fucking ROM man from
exactly.
right.
And
Flick
I
it.
mean, Occam's razor here, guys. Like this is probably someone. This sounds like a big old case of the fuckets. Someone's just like, whatever, dude. You don't pay me enough anyways. But now it's coming to light, and Nintendo's like, oh, we didn't know. Yeah.
It makes me wonder if the Super Mario All Stars collection that came out on the Wii, is the same. Did they rip the Super Nintendo version, or did they like kind of remaster them all?
Well, some of those games aren't the same proportion. Aren't they stretched or squished or they're off, right? Like I remember in the back of my head, I remember there being an article about how like the Virtual Console games are off in terms of how they're like projected. Sometimes they're squished or stretched. And then I wonder, is that like the system rendering a weird ROM in some way? You know what I mean? Like if the ROM wasn't because these ROMs aren't always really good.
Everything originally is 4:3, but you have to display on a 16:9. So, did they adjust for that? I've never owned a Wii, so I don't know.
Mike doesn't own any game systems or play games.
I have a PS4, I have an Xbox One, I have a PS3, I have a PS2, I have a PS1. I have a PS1 for Symphony of the Night.
I'm envious
Sony
that
fanboy.
I'm envious that you were able to keep your PS1 and PS2 in good condition.
I actually have 3 PS2s technically,
Oh, okay.
but I have the slim and the fat. I have an N64.
I got soft. I mean, I'm sore spot on that
Can
one.
you-
My
can
parents
you
sold
save
that
your
one without me
games?
knowing.
Mike, can you
Huh?
save your games on the Nintendo 64?
Can you
Hey,
see
are you freaking?
No, I'm just wondering. I was just it's a
He's
legitimate
poking the bear.
It's a legitimate question. I was trying to see if I could
I don't know how
find.
to do a lot of console gaming. I just don't. I
But
have
he
a PC.
buys
Hashtag PC Master Race.
every
What's up?
fucking time I talk. You cut me off. But Mike does spend a lot of money on Japanese imports of console games he doesn't own anymore.
I spend a lot of money. I have a huge Final Fantasy collection. Last PAX, I spent $325 in 2 days at Pink Gorilla.
He's always sending me photos. I got this new Japanese port of Final Fantasy 3, and I'm like, you can't even fucking play it. I don't. I mean, it's cool. It's definitely cool. I'm not gonna shit on it.
It's just a collection, whatever.
Right.
I know I'm not gonna play them.
You should put them all in one box.
They're all in one. Well, they were all in one box, and then they stopped fitting. So they're mostly all in one box. They used to be all on one shelf. But yeah, I got the Final Fantasy collection. Also, I'm going to be talking to my friend's dad that I grew up next to, who did the artwork for Final Fantasy Adventures 1 on Game Boy and Mystic Quest. So I'm going to see if I can actually get the original artwork for those for the collection.
Nice.
Awesome.
You should bring it up on the cast. Hey, so really quick, I want to talk about, speaking of Switch, so Factor 5. This is a quick thing from Real Otaku Gamer. Just came across.
That is the worst written article I've ever read.
It's not a great written article. It's just a bunch of fucking Twitter captures, but at least it captured the conversation, right?
Yeah.
So basically, a couple of guys, or Liam Robertson, X Factor 5 guy, says, hey, him and Julian are totally on board for bringing Rogue Squadron to GameCube if they ever want to do it. But they probably never will. And that's the article. And so then they wrote, former Factor 5 developers want to bring... Yeah, well, I mean, here's the thing. First off, I think it could happen only given the fact that Tim Schafer got to, he's been doing the remasters on Full Throttle, whatever else. But I'll be honest, man, I really just wish Factor 5 would come back. You can call themselves Factor 6. I don't give a shit. Factor 2. But yeah, these articles where they just like link up Twitter conversations are pretty fucking hilarious,
Just read the first sentence of that article. That's all you have to read.
The Rogue Squadron were excellent games for the Nintendo GameCube. I know.
Never played
Wesley,
it.
as a foreigner content provider at Destructoid, how do you feel about articles that are written?
To be fair, I've definitely I go back and read some of my old stuff from time to time, and I catch typos, and I'm just like, fuck.
Remember that time we misspelled Kyle's name in GameFAT and it wrote Kike?
Yeah, that wasn't me though.
I know. I just like to say us, but
by that time, you guys wrote
kinda
a
my
review
fault.
for Journey and then didn't print any of it, and just a score showed up.
just a score. Yeah, he wrote a full review for Journey, and I just filled the page with pictures and we put the score because Dave didn't like the article. He's like, just give it the score. It's like, okay. Did you ever play Rogue Squadron 2, Ashley?
No, I didn't.
On the GameCube?
I mean, it's a Star Wars game, right?
Yeah,
They're good Star Wars
Minus running around on the ground.
I didn't play. Cool. I only played like one Star Wars game, and it was on the Dreamcast, and it was like at a friend's house. I'm just not very familiar with Star Wars games.
Okay, Mike, did you ever play Rogue Squadron 2?
Nope. Over 6.
I feel better now.
I played it.
I know, Wesley. I know you did. Wesley plays everything.
That was definitely back in the day when I played everything but didn't finish anything.
See,
I'm much more devote to like finishing a game and then moving on to the next.
the sad part is Rogue Squadron 2 was really fucking awesome. Then you get to Rogue Squadron 3, where they added this ability to run through corridors, and it's almost like a precursor to the running games, the Endless Runners. Just fucking horrible, but it was still a fun game aside from that. And then they got stuck making Lair, and then they're dead. So that's Factor 5. But they were amazing on the Nintendo 64. I'd love to see fucking Rogue Squadron 2. I'm really hoping that Nintendo Switch just becomes like a really great portable emulation station in a way. I get a bunch of Neo Geo games on there, get some GameCube games. I'm going to have some monster fucking SD cards to store all this shit.
So you can go to your friend's roof deck and like play games while they're barbecuing?
Yeah, we can go to all our friends' roofs and play games while they're barbecuing.
I got a roof deck here. We can go up there, and then like you can fly here. We'll hang out, and then you can bring your Switch, and then we'll go up to the roof deck. And I'm like, hey, look at the city. And you're like, I can't. I'm playing my Switch.
We can pretend to milk cows on the roof. You know, we can.
Did you
Why
see
do you have
that
to
game where it
pretend,
was
Rob?
like?
Can't you just go outside and milk a cow?
Wait,
Not on a
did you
roof.
see that? Did you guys see that game where, or I guess it's on the Nintendo Switch, and I don't know what if it's a 1-2 Switch or whatever, but it was like you lull a baby to sleep or something.
Yeah, that's the game.
Yeah.
What the
Okay.
fuck?
Yeah, you have to. It's like, okay, do you have, what do you have in your hand? Is the controller
Yeah,
the baby?
the baby
Why?
Joy-Con.
Why?
The little Joy-Con.
I
And they're charging
don't know.
$50 for that.
Yeah, fucking seriously.
40.
Yeah, I know.
I don't care. It could be 10. Why are you? No. Oh, here, hold a controller and. Japanese
The
are weird.
baby's sleeping.
I don't see
Yeah, I
it.
mean, it's funny is I watched Let's Play on Giant Bomb of 1-2 Switch, and it looks actually like a really good party game. It looks fun, but it should be a fucking pack-in. It's just I don't want to buy
Right.
it, but like I wouldn't mind playing it with like friends in a party environment from time to time.
Yes, but Nintendo's new thing is monetize all of the things. That's why you're not even getting all of Breath of the Wild. They've got 3 DLC packs that are coming out over the next year.
Nintendo's DLC. I'm going to defend them. Nintendo's DLC has been worth content.
Oh, bring it, fanboy.
They have. The DLC for Smash Brothers, the DLC for Mario Kart 8, and the Season Pass for Hyrule Warriors, which they've already done, was all worth the amount they charged for. It wasn't like horse armor. You got that cool 8-bit swords and shit on Hyrule Warriors. And on Mario Kart, fucking how many kick-ass levels? The Hyrule level with the horse
I haven't
cycle.
played either of them.
See, yeah, because you don't play. This is why I brought Mike, because he doesn't play anything.
Dude, they played it at work. I just don't play it at work.
You know what Mike has played a lot of? Star Wars Connect. Mike has played more
No.
Star Wars Connect than anyone on the face of this planet.
He's not lying.
Yeah, because
It's totally true.
Mike had to do the QA on Star Wars Connect.
And I had to dance. Think about that.
For
if you guys
days.
have ever played it, the dancing, you had to dance. I spent 8 hours a day dancing one time.
I got in some good shape there.
Worked his core.
It
Worked his
sucks.
ninth
I
ab.
actually got tennis elbow once.
Mm.
So you got to move your arms around. And there's nothing there.
Imagine right now there's some poor bastard in Japan who's got to QA the milking of the cow.
Oh my god, you're right.
And they got to like break it. Like, what if I milk it the wrong way? Like, how do you...
Yeah. You have, if you can milk it the right way, you have to milk it the wrong way. We had a Nike project for the first Connect that people got injured because we had to do like a push up, but you had to do it wrong, and then we had like 30 testers injured. Yeah, yeah. But when you sign your paperwork, when you
Mike, slow down. You're
there's
talking
an
fast. Hold on. Slow down. Repeat that story again, slowly.
Okay, I was the test lead for a Nike Microsoft Kinect game, and to do it, you had I think 160 or 200 different exercises that you could do within the game to properly test it. Since Kinect saw you and saw your movements, you had to do the movement properly to make sure that it worked, and then you had to do the movement wrong to make sure it worked. So it would say whether you're doing it correctly or not. We had a team, I think, of 65 testers, and over 30 of them went to the hospital for injuring themselves doing this. But when you signed your paperwork to test the Kinect, you signed away any rights of hospital care or anything like that. Because you were very, very likely to get injured. I got tennis elbow on both elbows. If you remember Kinect Adventures, the very first title, I was doing a platinum pass, and because I had to keep swinging my arms, I had to I got tennis elbow on both elbows, and I had to wear straps on my elbows for 6 months. And everybody had to pay their own bills because Microsoft was like, "Hey, cool," but.
That is the funniest shit I've heard all week.
I went up the chain as far as I could. I was like, these people are like hurting themselves because think about this. You have to have different body types as well. So you have like the short, bigger girl and the guy that's 6'2" and 130 pounds. Like these are the people that are hurting themselves because
that push-up you can barely do. Now do it really wrong.
do it wrong and hopefully you don't hurt yourself.
Take that kettlebell and just toss it over your head the wrong way.
Yeah. I'm not kidding. It was insanity. And I was like, we cannot keep doing this. People are going. We have 30 testers that have gone to the hospital. And they're like, yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. That is a whole episode of
nothing.
Silicon Valley waiting to be made. You know, like right there.
Yeah. I mean, it was insanity.
I just
It was
can't
out.
imagine that you had 65 people testing.
Oh,
Exactly.
girl. I had 65 people. I did the Kinect Disneyland Adventures game. I was a lead on that. We had 65 people at night. We had 120 on that game because they had a 9-month release cycle. And we're like, we can't do this in 9 months. And they're like, well, you're gonna. So we were doing.
I guess I get it for that, considering it was like the pack in and kind of like this is the the flagship.
So we were doing 12-hour days, 7 days a week, standard for I don't know, 3 or 4 months.
Doing push-ups incorrectly. God. It'd be great if like every time someone got injured, they just kind of stamp on the wall, push, another one. Just like montage that video.
Yeah, seriously.
This is why I brought Mike on. He's got a lot of crazy.
Dude, I had to tell people to do it too. Because they'd be like, hey, we need to test this chunk. And I'm like, all right, well, do it right. Now do it wrong and hope you don't fucking hurt yourself.
It's like the Redmond version of what was that experiment? Remember in the 70s where they did a movie off. It was an experiment where they put this control group were like prison guards and the other control group were pretending to be prisoners, and then the prison guard people really just started like abusing and torturing the other people. Like, it's the actual story, because they were trying to figure out how the shit in World War II got so horribly wrong, how that could get there. So everyone volunteered for this experiment, and then even though it was a volunteer program, like they just went with it. Like they got stuck into this weird thing, and man,
I'll have to look it up. That sounds
guys,
interesting. I don't.
If
I
only
don't think I've heard of it, but
if only the LaBouffe thing had happened, you could have had him in the background yelling, "Just do it" at the Nike.
do it. If it had happened, I would have had that poster in the back of my office when I brought testers in, be like, "Hey, we gotta check this out. Just look at Shy, because you're probably gonna hurt yourself."
All right, but I want to wrap this up. I want to talk about Indie Watch and Developer of the Week really quick. So on the Indie Watch for this week, games you should check out. I don't know if this is available yet. It's definitely up for Greenlight. It's called Maze Man. This is pretty dope. It's a 2D game similar to Bomberman with that Mega Man feel. Like if you like Mega Man and you like Bomberman, like look at this cool shit. Like let's see if you go here. Look at that. That's cool. Retro Mega Man style stuff. And then he throws the bombs. He's got a sword. Throw the bomb. Come on, do it. Do the fucking bomb. Do the bomb. There you go. There you go. Maze Man. And it's got a cool, like, the video is funny, too. He's like, yeah, he's a maze man, and his father was a maze man, and his uncle was a maze man. They were maze men. So this is a pretty cool-looking game. If you like retro SNES game or NES games, but the color palette's really nice, too. Like I said, cross between, it's got a little bit of Zelda, it's got a little bit of Mega Man, it's got a little bit of Bomberman, it's Maze Man. It's pretty fucking cool. Hopefully they get this greenlit, and we can all buy this sooner than later. Also on the Developer Indie Watch, Into the Rift. I found this the other day. This is 2D. It very much. This guy's been working on this for a while. Tons of fluid animations. Look at this. So a cross between Metroidvania, a little bit of that going on there, but like with Prince of Persia. Look at all these. Look at this crazy. Oh, look at the flip! Oh my God! Oh, the wall jump! Oh, look at that. Oh, parkour, right? Every day you should just yell parkour. Parkour!
That dragon's cool.
Yeah.
I like the dragon.
It looks like a super awesome version of like that Stickman Kung Fu.
From,
yeah.
Zhao Zhao, whatever, like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
You remember what I'm talking about? Where they did the whole animation where you just kicked, it's a stick figure kicking a bunch of asses.
Yeah, it's like the Matrix and.
You gotta look at this one. Watch when he backflips over the arrow.
Forever.
Boom! Look, he blackflips and Matrix. He bullet times over the arrow. It's pretty fucking awesome. So.
All right, that looks super legit. Oh man, that's so cool.
Yeah, so this guy's working on this stuff. He's got a Patreon, he's got a Facebook and a Twitter. You should check it out. But lots of fluid animations going on here. So I've been following this one. And the developer of the week is Sandy Gordon from Twitter. If you aren't following Sandy Gordon, you really should. If you're into development, he puts up tons of these tutorials. Look at these GIF tutorials. Tons of these little GIF tutorials, which I really like. I'm a big fan of GIF tutorials now, where they kind of Let me see if I can. Can I blow this up? I don't know if I can enlarge this fucking thing here. It's in his Patreon post, but he does a lot of tutorials and stuff on how he makes animations, and you can see all the different. He breaks down the anticipation, how many frames, 5-frame attack, 10-frame attack, weak key poses, all sorts of tutorials going on here at a site. Like we'll go to his Patreon, which to me this is what Patreon's for, especially with like game development. Here we go. Pretty fucking cool. I've been following his or her. I don't know. I think it's a dude. I don't know.
Did you ping him on Twitter? Let him know that you're gonna bring him up in the.
No. Far as this game that they're working on right now, it's pretty fucking awesome. So, but he's always got these really cool GIF tutorials. Like here's a run cycle you could check out here. So if you're into 2D animation, pixel animation, you should check this fucking out. Like these GIF tutorials are dope. I wish we had these years ago to study. So, developer of the week, Sandy Gordon. Follow the Twitter, check out the stuff. Go check out Spaceboy Games. Spaceboy Games, making Farah.
Yay.
Tons of cool stuff. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Any thoughts on Maze Man or Into the Rift that we haven't covered, or Sandy? Anything? Anybody? Bueller?
Nah.
No?
Bueller.
They look, they look good though. I really like the animation in Into the Rift.
Yeah, no, it's looking pretty amazing. Ashley, how many more indie games do you think we can sucker you into kickstarting this year?
Maybe 1 or 2.
1 or 2. That's the sound of her wallet being very angry. See how well that damn convention does, Rob.
Yeah.
So check those things out. All right, let's wrap it up, everybody. Wesley, where can people discover you on the internet when we get a proper link up?
Twitter, NZXT Wesley.
And Ashley, where can people bug you about gaming and Ratchet
You
and
can
Clank?
you can find me on Instagram, and I'm Gang Feather.
And I want to know, Ashley, are you going to install the Super Mario mod for Grand Theft Auto 4?
No, I don't have that game though.
You don't have a
so-
PC.
No.
No, we already talked about that.
Yeah.
And Mike, oh God, I'm still.
I got the Twitters now. I have the Twitters.
Mike
So, yeah,
Pearls,
put
by
him-
the way, he does a lot of really awesome perlers and stuff. So if you're into that wall art, giant pixels on your wall, he can do that shit pretty well. Where
They
can
look
they
really cool.
find you in your perling work, Mike?
The Perler work is the link we have, which is the bgoodfinger.deviantart.com. But I have the Twitters now, which I will post the Perler pics on.
And look,
Which
look
is-
what Mike made me a while back. Look at a king slime. See that shit? Look right
Okay,
here.
I'm waiting for it to catch up. On
I know we gotta wait.
It's a king
Uh,
slime.
I made him too. That was years ago. But at Ben Goodfinger on
Cool.
Twitter.
He made me a giant mint slime with a mustache. I got that. I didn't want to get that ruined, but I use this one as a cup, as my mug holder.
Oh,
A little
Yeah, I
slime.
was gonna put. That's right. That was the one I was gonna put the cork on the back, but I didn't. So
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for nothing. All right, everybody.
man.
I'll be back in a little while. Well, not tonight. Tonight I have to do freelance. I'll be back on tomorrow, and we'll be streaming Final Fantasy IX tomorrow. If you want to see more Final Fantasy IX art, tomorrow's the day to do it. The day to do it. And we got art tips this week, and we got a bunch of other shit, and hopefully some gaming soon. When Mike comes into town, he's going to be coming in a couple weeks. I'm going to try to get some gaming stream there. We'll see how that goes. And try not to incur the wrath of the DMCA on YouTube. Talk to you all then. Peace, everybody.